Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. This presentation focuses on the diagnostic troubleshooting for DTC P0462, which stands for Fuel Level Sensor Fuel Gauge Sending Unit Circuit Low Voltage. This error is specifically relevant to the Honda HR-V vehicles manufactured between 2016 and 2022. The Honda HR-V utilizes a fuel level sensor to deliver real-time data about the fuel tank's contents to the onboard computer system, ensuring that the fuel gauge reflects the accurate amount of fuel available. P0462 indicates that the voltage signal from the fuel level sensor is lower than expected, leading to possible inaccuracies in the fuel gauge readings. This issue may arise from various factors, including wiring problems, sensor faults, or connectivity issues. Throughout this presentation, we will delve into the components involved, possible causes, symptoms of the error, and step-by-step troubleshooting procedures to rectify the issue efficiently. The error DTC P0462 directly concerns the fuel level sensor, also known as the fuel gauge sending unit, located inside the fuel tank of the Honda HR-V. This unit is responsible for measuring the fuel level in the tank and sending this information to the gauge control module, which in turn displays the fuel level on the dashboard. The gauge control module is typically situated underneath the dashboard, near the vehicle's instrument panel. When the fuel level sensor malfunctions, it can lead to an incorrect voltage reading, causing the fuel gauge to show misleading information. The connection between these two components is crucial. Any issue within the circuit can result in the DTC P0462 being triggered. Notably, this diagnostic trouble code, DTC, reflects a low voltage condition in the sensor circuit, signaling an electrical issue that requires immediate attention. There are several potential causes for the DTC P0462 that technicians must consider during the troubleshooting process. One common cause is wiring issues, such as shorted or damaged wires leading from the fuel level sensor to the gauge control module. This can result in the sensor providing a low voltage signal, which can trigger the DTC. Additionally, a malfunctioning fuel level sensor itself can also create low voltage conditions. This may arise from wear over time or physical damage. The gauge control module, which interprets the sensor data and displays it to the driver, could also be at fault if it fails to correctly process the input from the fuel level sensor. Finally, poor connections or loose terminals between these components can affect the reliability of the circuit and lead to erroneous readings. Understanding these possible causes is essential for an effective diagnosis. Several symptoms may exhibit themselves when experiencing DTC P0462. The most apparent symptom is the incorrect reading on the fuel gauge. The driver may observe that the fuel level does not reflect the true amount in the tank, which can potentially lead to unexpected fuel depletion. The vehicle's onboard diagnostics may also repeatedly indicate DTC P0462, alerting the driver or technician to the underlying issue. Additionally, if the fuel level sensor is malfunctioning, it can impact driving conditions, notably affecting fuel economy. Motorists may find themselves refueling more often than necessary due to inaccurate readings or auxiliary issues the error may cause in other vehicle systems. Being aware of these symptoms helps in identifying when diagnostic procedures should be initiated. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P0462 involves verifying the problem through a series of specific actions. Start by turning the vehicle to the on mode without starting the engine. This powers the vehicle's electronic systems, including the diagnostic features. Next, use the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to clear any stored DTCs. This step is crucial as it allows the diagnostic system to reset and aids in observing whether the issue reoccurs. After clearing the DTC, wait approximately 5 seconds before checking once again for any confirmed or pending DTCs with the HDS. If DTC P0462 appears again, this indicates a persistent failure, confirming that further troubleshooting steps are necessary. Conversely, if the DTC does not reappear, it could indicate an intermittent failure that may require checking for poor connections or loose terminals affecting the gauge control module and fuel tank unit. In the second step of troubleshooting DTC P0462, your focus shifts to checking for potential shorted wires within the circuit. Begin by turning the vehicle to off-lock mode to ensure no electrical systems are active. After this, remove the gauge control module from the vehicle. This may involve using specialized tools to carefully disconnect the module without damaging its connectors. Proceed to disconnect the fuel tank unit 4P connector and the gauge control module 32P connector to isolate the components. The next crucial action is to check for continuity between specified test points. Set your multimeter to check continuity and ensure that the vehicle is in the off mode with the connectors still disconnected. The first test point will be the fuel tank unit 4P connector number 2, and the second will be the body ground. If continuity exists, this indicates a short in the fuel gauge plus wire, warranting a repair. Alternatively, if continuity fails, further investigation is needed in the next troubleshooting step. The third and final troubleshooting step for addressing DTC P0462 involves testing the fuel gauge sending unit for functionality. At this stage, use appropriate testing equipment to evaluate whether the fuel gauge sending unit is operating within its designated parameters. If the unit is determined to be functioning properly, it confirms that the issue lies within the gauge control module. Therefore, replacing the gauge control module is the next necessary action to resolve the problem. However, if the fuel gauge sending unit is found to be defective during testing, it necessitates its replacement to restore accurate fuel gauge readings and rectify the low voltage issue. This troubleshooting process underscores the importance of verifying the functionality of individual components in the fuel measurement circuit to ensure a comprehensive repair strategy. After completing the necessary repairs related to DTC P0462, final verification is crucial to confirm that the issue has been effectively resolved. Begin by carefully reassembling all previously disconnected components, ensuring that each connector is secure and properly seated to avoid any future electrical issues. Once everything is reconnected, start the vehicle to allow the onboard systems to activate. Observe the fuel gauge to confirm whether it displays the correct fuel level readings. After this visual verification, utilize the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to check for any remaining DTCs. Ideally, DTC P0462 should no longer be indicated. Successfully passing this final verification ensures that all systems are functioning correctly and provides assurance of the repairs made. To prevent future occurrences of DTC P0462 and ensure the longevity of the vehicle's fuel system, it is essential to implement proactive maintenance routines. Regular inspection of electrical connections, including those at the fuel level sensor and gauge control module, will help identify any wear or looseness that could lead to issues. It's equally important to avoid physical damage to components. For instance, extreme conditions or improper handling can result in sensor failure or wiring short circuits. Additionally, periodic checks of the vehicle's wiring, both visually and through continuity testing, will serve as an early warning system to catch problems before they develop into more significant failures. By establishing a consistent maintenance approach, drivers can enjoy a more reliable fuel gauge performance and overall vehicle function. In conclusion, DTC P0462 highlights a significant issue concerning the fuel level sensor circuit in the Honda HR-V. Understanding the role of each component within this system is vital for precise diagnosis and timely repair. The structured troubleshooting process outlined guides technicians through verifying the problem, identifying potential causes, and implementing effective repairs. Moreover, conducting preventive maintenance helps in minimizing the likelihood of future DTC occurrences. By adhering to these best practices, Honda HR-V owners can maintain optimal vehicle performance and accurate fuel measurement, ultimately enhancing their driving experience. Remember, early detection and proactive measures are key to preserving the integrity of your vehicle's systems. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.